Most daring. Whether it's neighbors going ballistic or wild animals invading homes, residents feel the wrath of Bedlam in the Burbs.
Oh my God.
First up, homeowners watch in horror as a runaway car weaves a spiral of destruction. Plus, a fleet-footed thief leads officers on a backyard blitz.
Oh, the cars are chasing him!
And a homemade sting operation catches a pilfering paperboy in the act.
Bingo.
Then, later in the most daring penalty box, wanted pyros strike terror in an upscale subdivision. These are the most heart-stopping moments ever caught on tape. True stories of real people in real danger. This is Most Daring, Bedlam in the Burbs.
Roseville, California. Officer Wayne Neidig speeds toward the scene of a bizarre suburban nightmare. An unoccupied sedan spinning out of control, just yards from a crowd of stunned residents.
You get in that car and turn it on? Who's the owner?
Officer Neidig gets the scoop. A reckless housewife found her engine stalled, so she rigged the ignition with a screwdriver. When the hot-wired lemon shifted into reverse, the woman bailed.
She didn't have a lot to say. She just told me that was her car and had about a half tank of gas in it, and she went back in the house. She wasn't too concerned.
Now it's up to the officers to stop the vehicle before innocent bystanders are harmed.
Yeah, it's looking like
If
good
everything
for
starts coming this way, the car will go quick. It was probably about 20 to 25 miles an hour while it was going in circles, so it would have been very unsafe for somebody to go up and try and stop the car.
Patrolmen decide to let the car run out of fuel. But even this strategy is risky.
It could have easily hit a curb and took off down the street into a crowd of people.
After 20 terrifying minutes, the action takes a chilling turn. The car suddenly veers off and hits a fence. That knocks it out of its loop and sends it careening into a row of garbage cans. Slowed by the impact, it parallel parks itself on the sidewalk. Police rush in, relieved that the trash bins were the 2,000-pound tornado's only casualties.
Myself and another officer ran up to the car, and he pulled the coil wire to get the engine to stop.
Cops take mercy on the lady who started the car, deciding not to file charges. She's just lucky this neighborhood nightmare didn't turn deadly. In Los Angeles, California, mayhem in the suburbs often starts in the city.
Right shoulder now, weaving in and out of traffic.
A televised chase flees the downtown area. For one outlying viewer, it's a drama that will soon hit close to home.
And the back tire is flat, and there it goes, rolling away from it.
Billy Rangel is watching from his living room as helicopters track a pair of burglars.
I turned on the TV and I said, whoa, that's my neighborhood, and then that's my block, and then that's my street.
There they go, on foot now.
The driver bails, and in seconds, Billy has a very unwanted visitor.
I heard a thump. When I looked out the window, I saw a big shadowy figure, and he's on my roof.
And he's on the roof now.
When the robber pauses to secure his slipping shorts, Billy's amazed to see a special guest on live TV. One of his own dogs scares the fleeing felon. And another one of his puppies steals the show.
Oh, the dogs are chasing him. Look at this. That neighborhood dog is running after him.
I was like, this is better than TiVo. This is interactive TV.
All right, nowhere to run now. Police are closing in.
Exhausted and cornered, the suspect finally surrenders to police.
It looks like they do have him in custody.
Both of the burglars are on their way to jail. As for Billy's four-legged camera hog...
Well, the dog was for sale, but not anymore. I'm keeping him. He's a star.
But even with a canine celebrity...
And the rear tire is flat, and there it goes, rolling away from him.
Billy doesn't want a repeat of the day a TV crime drama unfolded in his own backyard.
Oh, the dogs are chasing him. Look at this.
Midland, Michigan. Armed with a video camera, Kevin Howard peers out at his picturesque community from inside his garage.
Midland is a nice, quiet town, very nice town to raise children in. Boy, that's gonna... Very low crime area.
But someone has been stealing things from his 1949 Studebaker pickup, and he's mad as hell.
It makes a person angry, especially when you work hard your whole life and somebody just comes by and takes it. It's very frustrating.
Early in the morning, Kevin sets up a homespun stakeout.
Okay, the time now is 20 minutes to 7, so we are ready for some revealing video.
Just then,
He's headed this way.
Kevin's prime suspect rolls up.
Here he comes up the driveway.
The paperboy. The shifty kid scans inside the Studebaker and sees something he likes. A small portable TV. He checks to see if anyone is watching, then reaches in and takes the bait.
You can't reach it, can you, kid? I think you're gonna have to open the door. You might have to open the door. Oh, I'll be darned, he says. Bingo.
The sting operation is a success. The paperboy takes the mini TV, leaves a newspaper, and rides away. Kevin can't contain his excitement.
By golly, he's busted. And now, what I do is I shut this off and we call the police.
Officer Mark Taglauer is blown away by Kevin's live-action evidence.
Well, I thought this guy was pretty amazing for spending that much time in his garage.
You can't reach it, can you, kid?
Just to catch this kid on tape.
Bingo.
He got busted. No question about it, and he knew it.
The devious delivery boy is sentenced to probation and community service.
I believe in the video camera, and I'll use it again if I have to.
Thanks to this video vigilante, cops had all the proof they needed to close the case of the pilfering paperboy.
Oh, I'll be darned.
Coming up,
Holy smokes.
a homeowner helplessly watches as a flooded lake wipes out his dream house.
Oh, there goes the house. Got it. Oh, geez.
And an angry girlfriend seeks four-wheel revenge. Plus,
Who wants to get in the car?
it's panic in the neighborhood
The bear just opened the door.
when a family of bears find a car that's just right.
Oh, my God.
On Most Daring.
Whether it's the wrath of Mother Nature or the fury of a neighbor's scorn, Bedlam in the Burbs comes in many forms.
The bear just opened the door.
Lake Delton, Wisconsin. You're about to see a suburban community suffer a scourge of biblical proportions.
Holy smokes. Look how fast that's going.
8 inches of rain have breached the lake's dam, and the outflow threatens to destroy Tim Fromm's 3-story home.
We sandbagged all day long and to the point of exhaustion. But we kind of had that eerie feeling that something was not right.
Like a giant drain, the lake empties itself within minutes.
Here comes Blake Shelton. Oh my God.
Tim watches in horror as a nearby home is sheared in half. And swept downstream. Next, his neighbor's home falls prey to the ravenous waters.
Holy cow. Oh my God. Here it comes. Oh my God. That's their house. Look at that.
You can just see the fear in everybody's eyes of not knowing what to do.
And then, as Tim helplessly looks on,
Yeah. Oh, there goes the house. Got it. Oh, jeez.
his suburban retreat, with all his worldly possessions, is swallowed whole and demolished.
Should have sold yesterday. Jeez. Wow. There goes the house.
This was above and beyond a flood. I mean, our land literally was washed away.
Should have sold yesterday. Wow.
The disaster destroys not only homes,
That's what it looks like now.
it drains the entire 270-acre lake in less than 2 hours.
The scene is quite different.
For Tim, it would be easy to view the day as a total loss. But despite his home and possessions being wiped out by the legendary disappearing lake,
Here comes Blake Shelton.
Tim and his family still have each other, no matter what may come their way.
Oh my God.
Home surveillance cameras have become fixtures of the suburbs. In Bradenton, Florida, one spots an ugly crime of passion. Walking alone from the high school football game, a teenager cools his heels after an argument with his girlfriend. Little does he realize his lady love is behind the wheel and way beyond the point of kiss and make up. She speeds right for him, battering her former crush before slamming into an electric pole. The boy bounces off the hood and crashes hard onto the pavement. Yet somehow he staggers to his feet. Fearing he'll get more than his heart broken, the kid bolts. He bangs on Joseph Scott's door, but remains stranded with no help from inside.
When I heard the big bang, the crash, then someone tried to get in my door, I thought it was a home invasion attempt.
But when the aspiring Black Widow leaves, the boyfriend stumbles off down the road, leaving a bizarre memento at Joseph's doorstep.
I came out the front door, and the first thing I saw at my front door is a shoe right on my front step.
It's not until Joseph reviews his home security footage that the entire picture becomes clear. The shuddering impact sends the teen's shoes flying off his feet.
His feet were probably 10, 15 feet in the air, and his shoe went flying probably 30 or 40 feet down the road.
Thanks to Joseph's security footage, the vindictive vixen receives a year in prison.
I invited the police to view the video because I wanted the truth to come out. I believe I helped justice being served.
The victim is just grateful this nighttime stroll through the neighborhood only cost him a girlfriend. Holly, Pennsylvania. Mike and Barbara Seelig are about to learn what 400-pound bears do in the suburbs.
He wants to get in the car.
Anything they want. Late at night, a family of black bears drops by for a not-so-neighborly visit.
And they just kept circling and circling the car, and we couldn't figure out why they were just so intent on getting into the car.
Knowing full well that a protective mama bear can be extremely dangerous, Mike calls the police.
Yeah, I got 3 huge bears trying to break into my car.
Officers arrive and shine some light on the predicament.
Here he is, right here, hiding from the police.
Then the Sea Legs get another shock.
We got a phone call from the police in the driveway saying that you better stay in the house. There's a bear inside your car.
A cub has somehow climbed into the unlocked sedan.
I just made this silly comment. I said, watch, the bear's probably going to open the door.
To Barbara's surprise, she's right.
The bear just opened the door, and now the other ones, I think, are coming out. Oh, my God.
The clever critter easily opens the car door. With the furry brood reunited, mother and cubs finally wander away. But in the morning, daylight reveals the full extent of the terrible Teddy's romp. The car is totaled, the interior ripped and shredded beyond repair. It's a grisly scene after nature made an unexpected house call.
Oh, my God.
Still to come, in our penalty box, a pair of teens assault a sleeping family by setting their home ablaze. But first,
Here's Parkersburg, may take a direct hit.
an F5 tornado targets a small town, turning homes and businesses into cyclone kindling. Plus,
Can't bear to see it anymore, can you?
a backyard picnic becomes a war zone when a stealth fighter crashes the party. On Most Daring, Bedlam in the Burbs.
From acts of God to man-made catastrophes, you never know when a suburb will come under siege from forces beyond its control. Parkersburg, Iowa.
Get up there, Kevin, you're fine.
People settle in this suburban oasis to escape the perils of city living. But nothing can protect them from Mother Nature.
Here's Parkersburg, may take a direct hit.
It's an F5 tornado, the most powerful twister on the face of the planet. A distant police camera spots the supercell, looking more like a wall than a funnel. As residents flee the area, they can already see the first wave of destruction.
Massive damage. House completely obliterated.
The cyclone sweeps across the plains with astonishing speed, leaving no one but surveillance to tell the tale. A bank's outdoor camera has an abandoned home in its sights. The trees suddenly change direction in the swirling 300-mile-an-hour winds. Then suddenly, the structure is stripped to its foundation. Seconds later, the dark menace crosses the street and storms the bank lobby. Watch closely as the funnel cloud actually comes into view. The windows implode, leaving the interior exposed to the tornado's fury. By morning, there's little left of Parkersburg. Shell-shocked locals are left picking up the scattered pieces of their homes. Yet they're grateful to still have their lives. It was the ultimate invasion of their tranquil community, turning their neighborhood into a suburban wasteland. A quiet backyard picnic in suburban Maryland is about to become the scene of one of the most explosive disasters in U.S. military history. as a stealth fighter thrills the crowd at the nearby Chesapeake Air Show. The Stump family pays little attention as they enjoy an outdoor ritual, the summer barbecue.
We were celebrating my mother-in-law and my husband's birthday. We had just really begun.
Then, the unimaginable happens.
Okay, pilot is out. And we're here. We've got to shoot. The pilot is all right.
The Air Force's most advanced fighter jet breaks apart in midair. From their backyard, the Stumps hear the ominous sound.
Gee, Diane, look at that plane. It's coming down awful fast, and it's awful close to the ground.
The jet plummets from the sky, crashing in a fireball right next door to the Stumps. And the fiery mayhem isn't over.
And then all of a sudden it blew up and exploded. Pieces of the cars and plane were just like blowing up and flying all over.
It was horrible. It really was horrible.
But there's still one surprise to come.
I started to run over toward the house, and at that moment, the pilot fell right in front of
me. Incredibly, the airman ejected at the last possible second.
Okay, the pilot is out, and we've got a good shoot.
He kept saying, you know, is everybody okay? I tried to make it to the water. He was very intense about the safety of people on the ground.
Miraculously, this terrifying air disaster resulted in no lives lost. And the Stump family birthday party didn't prove to be their last. Easley, South Carolina. It's a classic neighborhood practical joke, the ding-dong ditch. Ring the doorbell and run away. But when Avery Martin decides to trick his own brother Cameron, a harmless hoax turns into a lesson in pain and payback.
I decided to ding-dong ditch Cameron because we had just got into a fight and I was going to try to play a prank on him.
Carrying a video camera, Avery's friend Matt assists in the scheme. But every suburban kid should know that you don't ding-dong ditch your own house. And you don't tease your older brother when he's mad. At first it looks like they might get away with it. But Cameron goes on the hunt for the perpetrators.
I went looking for them because I had a feeling whoever rang the doorbell was somebody I knew.
As Big Brother closes in, the bell-ringing bandits scurry to a new hiding place. But suddenly, their cover is blown.
Get off of him.
Cameron blitzes Matt, taking him down. And just when the tape starts rolling again, the raging brawler turns his anger on his little brother.
I tried to fight back, but Cameron's just older and bigger.
Fortunately, the sibling smackdown doesn't last long.
After I stopped hitting Avery and Matt, I was just wondering what I was doing because there's really no reason to get mad.
All three boys have since made amends. But the next time Avery wants to irritate his irate brother, he knows he better not get caught.
Up next, cops pursue a wild runaway until the cows come home. Plus, a suburban surfer dude tries his hand at geyser diving and gets tossed. And later, in our penalty box, a sleeping family gets a blistering wake-up call when arsonists torch their house.
When animals run loose or criminals flip out, in a single heartbeat, a peaceful suburb can turn totally wild. Schiller Park, New York. Police officers face one of the greatest threats to suburban tranquility: domestic violence. A knife-wielding man holds the cops at bay from his second-story home.
It started out as a domestic incident that went bad.
His girlfriend was lucky to escape his wrath, but he soon turns it on himself, slashing his own chest and antagonizing cops. Detective Mary Gayutsa knows they could be headed for a tragic conclusion.
He's visibly distraught. He was drenched in sweat, bleeding, throwing things out the window, throwing television sets, and I knew it wasn't going to be an easy negotiation.
After 5 hours of talks, Detective Gayutsa feels their safest bet is to trade the kid gloves for a swift knockout.
I tell the SWAT commander that let's just do it.
A flashbang rocks the building, and rubber bullets send the abusive man flopping onto the rooftop. He's quickly secured, unhurt by the surprise raid. It's the best outcome Detective Gayutsa could have hoped for.
At that point, we knew he was out of harm's way.
He'll face felony counts of contempt and menacing of police officers after this rooftop rampage that left a peaceful community under siege. Austin, Texas. City police respond to a 911 call in an upscale subdivision. But this isn't your average emergency.
Austin 911, do you need police, fire, EMS? I'm not really sure. There's a really large cow just in the middle of the road. Just one big brown cow.
Actually, it's a bull.
Let's go back this way. Let's go back this way.
700 pounds worth, to be exact.
He's already out and running.
And it's roaming free in neighborhood streets.
Nah, wrong side.
Forcing animal control officers and Austin's finest to play the role of rustler.
They had a bull that was being irate, charging at vehicles, charging at police cars, chasing pedestrians.
The beast escaped earlier by hopping a fence, and now the stubborn creature won't round up without a fight.
The problem is there's more and more around the car. Having a bull in a subdivision creates a number of problems. Your motoring public is not typically looking for a bull to be running down a neighborhood street.
Come on now.
Even when cops use their cruisers for a bumper-to-bumper roadblock in a cul-de-sac, the defiant animal sneaks past them. Time and time again, authorities try to box in the invader, only to have the bull slip through their dragnet.
I thought we had his ass.
Officers finally give up. They're no match for the four-legged perp.
Open backyard.
It takes professional livestock handlers to safely extract the giant animal. The bull spent nearly an hour giving these cowboys the slip. Luckily, the streets are safe again now that the animal is home on the range. For most bodyboarders, the rush of an ocean wave is enough to satisfy. But not these guys. They bring the beach to their landlocked burb with the help of a broken hydrant and devise a brilliant plan to body surf vertically. But this man-made gusher is about to teach them that even when you play with water, you can get burned. Not content to skirt the edge, one amateur geyser diver leaps right into the jet. He flips end over end like a trout and drops hard on the cement. Banged up bad, the sorry surfer dude puts on a brave face.
I love you, bro.
And looks to get bandaged. Hopefully he and his brainless buddies will try something safer next time. Like skydiving.
Still ahead, in the most daring penalty box, serial arsonists could become mass murderers when they target a sleeping family. Then, a man's elderly neighbor raises a ruckus.
You have no idea what it does.
For some peace and quiet. And a ravenous reptile invades a kitchen looking for a midnight snack. On Most Daring, Bedlam in the Burbs.
Suburbs are supposed to be safe havens.
Ready? Yeah.
But with bad behavior and bad neighbors,
You don't box and box and box.
Bedlam is always lurking in the shadows of the burbs.
Woo, yeah.
Viera, Florida.
Ready? Yeah.
Leave it to rowdy suburban teens to turn their flooded hamlets into a summer playground. With half their subdivision underwater from a tropical storm, several friends try an innovative neighborhood game. Street surfing.
Do something cool.
It will not be smooth sailing.
We decided to go surfing behind my friend's car. Just trying to have fun. It was just making the best out of a bad situation.
Fire hydrant.
Of course, the difference between wiping out in the ocean and wiping out on Ocean Avenue is a bed of concrete 6 inches below the surface.
You all right?
One rider hangs on a little more than 10 and pays with a pound of flesh. Undaunted by his buddy's wipeout, Tyler opts to sit back and enjoy a ride on the inner tube, which is much safer. Or so he thinks. While cruising the nice, wide streets, Tyler's driver overlooks another feature of their community. Trees.
And we went about 20 around a turn. Bam, he hits the tree. And that was the end of that.
The pals are shocked to see Tyler sit up with a smile.
You good?
But it's soon apparent that he's hurting.
He even has a little nice mark on the tree. Oh, right there. Now, how do you feel? My leg hurts. Shit.
Looking back, the boys admit that riding this wave of destruction only seemed like a good idea.
I'm 19. I'm living my life to the fullest. We did something stupid.
Fortunately, none of them were washed up for good. A homeowner finds a deadly surprise in Pinellas, Florida.
Sheriff's office.
There's an alligator in my kitchen. It's you.
8 feet of angry gator broke through a screen door, terrorizing the woman inside. By the time an animal handler arrives, the toothy invader is in a full rage, poised to lash out at anything or anyone nearby. The handler secures a lasso around its neck.
I'm just going to drag him out?
Yeah, I don't have a choice.
And eases the monster across the living room and out to the yard. But the night air does little to cool off the creature's hot temper. Baring its razor-sharp teeth, the prehistoric marauder violently slashes and thrashes against the pull of the rope. The gator is finally subdued, and with help from police officers, the handler tapes its powerful jaws shut.
You have the right to remain silent.
Now to get him into a cage.
How do you get him in there?
Oh, well, there's 4 legs, and there's 1, 2, 3. We got 5 officers here, so yep, ready in.
At last, the alligator is hoisted up
Ignore it.
and thrown in the animal slammer. Local homeowners can rest easier knowing that a devious predator with an MO of home invasion is off the streets for good. Yamba, Australia.
Please think of Don.
A dispute between next-door neighbors
Please, Paul, with your dog barking all this time. Think of my husband, Don.
is about to reach a fever pitch. Paul Hope has a noisy canine, and it's bothering this elderly woman's sick husband.
But please, Paul, your dog barks and barks and barks and barks and barks. This barking is screeching out there.
But instead of trying to quiet his pup, Paul antagonizes the lady by filming her tirade.
Why can't my husband go to sleep? Because your dog's barking.
Apparently, love thy neighbor is a foreign concept.
You down?
You don't stop your dog barking. Ever.
Paul's family adds fuel to the fire.
It probably barks for 5 minutes in the day. Honestly, you have no idea what it does.
Knowing Paul is filming, the angry woman tries her best to keep things respectful.
Oh, yeah. Aren't you beautiful, Paul? You're a wonderful person. I love you.
But underneath, she's seething. And once Paul hands off the camera to a friend, he finally gets what's coming to him. Pushed too far, the woman takes justice into her own hands. Her long, simmering frustrations explode in a flurry of vicious threats and vengeful swipes.
You have no idea what it does.
The woman knows she'd have been better off letting authorities mediate the dispute.
You're a wonderful person. I love you. Your dog barks and barks and barks and barks and barks.
But when push came to shove, the feisty neighbor went barking mad.
Coming up, it's our most daring penalty box. Out-of-control teens are caught on tape, turning a single-family home into a 4-alarm inferno.
Sacramento, California. In the middle of the night, someone snuck into this quiet cul-de-sac and attacked a man's car with firebombs. And he's not the only victim. Fed up, angry neighbors team together to set a trap with security cameras. Just a few nights later, it works. A pair of lawless teens hurl fiery Molotov cocktails at a home, then disappear into the darkness. And just blocks away, 2 more firebugs are caught in the act by a terrified resident. The homeowner, who chooses to remain anonymous for fear of further attacks, is shocked by what he sees.
We heard a rustling. It sounded like
the bushes. And I looked at the camera just in time to see a fella running past the camera into our driveway.
Their attack is even more sinister, dousing a home with a bucket of gasoline and torching it. Whoosh!
Everything just burst into a ball of fire. I found out later from the fire department they were trying to create an attic fire or something that would actually destroy the house.
Their shameful task complete, the criminals hot-footed out of there, leaving the fire to spread across the front of the house in just a few short minutes.
We were all very much in fear of our lives. Our main concern at that time was mainly just getting out of the house.
Fire crews arrive in time to save the home and the family.
Is anybody home? Yes.
The video cameras survived a direct attack in the blaze. Now police have the teens' faces on tape.
If you can't shoot them, at least you can shoot them with video.
Thanks to the vigilant effort of a neighborhood, cops are on the trail of the first pair of pyros. And officers are confident that it's only a matter of time before this second pair of marauding kids goes down in flames.
From kids terrorizing neighbors to nature destroying communities, cities haven't cornered the market on chaos. Because anywhere people are, madness follows. And no street is immune. And no home safe. From Bedlam in the Burbs